Hello and welcome back to Always Right. Today I have a very special guest, Sruti. Welcome back.
Hello, thanks for having me back.
That's
Okay.
any time. This is your second time on the podcast, correct?
I know. I feel like a veteran. I'm
You,
back.
you
I'm
are the
ready to
veteran.
chat.
Do you have your window open?
Oh my god, I do. Do you want me to shut it?
I can hear birds.
Sorry. Let me shut it.
That's okay. You go ahead. But I do love that because I feel like when I think of Richmond, I don't really think of birds.
But I live right on the Yarra.
That's so true. Like right next
Yeah.
to the river. Yeah.
Like, right, like it's just there. So lots of like
True.
wildlife. Lots of
True.
like
I always forget that.
blue-tongue lizards and stuff.
It's what?
Blue-tongue lizards, like during the summer.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm assuming they don't crawl into your apartment.
no, but like we have like grounds like that lead to the river.
That is
But
true. That is
mm,
true. How have you been during, the quarantine?
the core. I've been okay. I've just been like I've had uni to keep me busy, like I
Yeah.
said last time.
Yes.
Um, and I've kind of been like cooking a little bit,
That's good.
and I've been doing my final journalism subject, and that's been keeping me really busy. So I've been having to like get interviews and do news shifts and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been pretty busy to be honest. I haven't worked since the start of stage four.
Oh,
Um,
but is Kmart
yeah,
still open?
they're open for click and collect trading and stuff, but they've just kind of relied on their like full timers and their like online team. So I'm like the self checkout team, the register
Right.
team, so and stuff. So yeah, I haven't been called at all. But it's kind of worked out okay because like this load that I've got for uni is quite a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, but I'm getting towards the end now. It's week 10 next week, so
Oh my
really close.
God.
Yeah.
But I feel like, is that, is the semester dates changed? I feel like, didn't we normally finish in October? Like the end of October?
Yeah, so they started the semester early
Yeah, right.
this time around, and they've made swap back, which is normally like a week, 2 days. It's only 2 days long.
Is that good or bad?
That's awful. Because like you finish your week 12 and you've got the weekend, 2 days, and then exam period starts straight away.
Oh, that sucks.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I have like two back to back, so I'm already like stressing.
But at least you don't have um exams for journalism.
Yeah, and all my journalism stuff, my last article, sorry, is due next Sunday. And then I'll have 2 weeks before the end of semester to do all the edits for it and stuff, and then it's like ready to for them to
Do you
do
have an
whatever.
idea? Have you started writing or?
Yeah, so my last one's a profile piece.
Ooh.
Because I haven't done one, and I was like, oh, I might as well. I'm going to try and keep it a bit lighter because the last few topics have been kind of heavy that I've done.
Yeah.
Um, so as you know, I did the family violence one
Yes, with
firstly.
my mother.
With mum, yep. My second one was social media and like what the effects of like scrolling is on your mental health
Hmm.
in lockdown, and that's coming out I think this week. My third article is on microaggressions and what they are, so it's like an explainer article.
Do you know what's so funny is that um I was gonna bring this up with you, is
Mm,
that I feel like because of this pandemic, I mean, not that, I mean, obviously it's horrible and a lot of horrible things have happened, but for
mm,
me personally, I feel like it's really given me time to like think about things and like just things that I feel like you don't really get time to think about or you're too busy in life. Like I have just been like, I don't know why, but like the past few nights, I've just been like lying in bed thinking about like my race, my gender, my,
mhm.
and how like privileged I am and
Right.
to
Yep.
think about the privilege that I have. And I feel like you just, like a lot of people don't ever think about it. And like
Mhm.
you think that, oh, well, if I don't experience racism or discrimination, or if I don't see it happen in person, then it's not happening. And I feel like it's a very like self-centered way of thinking. But I was going to ask you, because I feel like we've never really talked about like racism. I feel like, have you experienced racism that's like deeply affected you?
Good question. That was actually one of the reasons I chose to write that article.
Yeah.
Was because in that journalism, like in the team that I'm in, I asked them, I was like, I want to do an explainer on microaggressions. And the tutor was like, does anyone know what that is? And in a class of 24 people, 4 people put their hand up.
Wow.
No one knew what it was. So like, it's really interesting that you said that you are using your time to assess, like your privilege and stuff. So yeah, that's why I was like, I need to write this article and I need people to like read it, because how do you not know? To answer your second question about racism itself, I have experienced it. I've experienced microaggressions a lot, the very subtle ones, but I have just like the overt racism as well. At work in Kmart.
Oh God, I can only imagine.
I was only like I think I was 17 or 18. I was young. I was like, yeah, much younger than now. And I was at the service desk and I declined a refund from someone because they were trying to refund something that I was like, this is not resellable. I can't take this back. It was underwear. She'd worn it.
Oh my God.
Like, I was
what the
like,
hell?
Throw it out. Like, I'm not going to give you money.
Yeah.
And she was like 24, white, seemed normal. The second I declined her, she went straight to racism.
Oh my God.
She said to me, why don't you firstly go back to your own country, stop taking our jobs? And the second thing she said was, you should go like scrub toilets or something. Like that seems like more like something that will fit the type of person you are. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was 17. And this was the first time I'd seen it come at me like
that.
So I just, because we all wear like the push to talks, like the earpieces, I just pressed it. And I said, like, if you keep talking to me like that, I will call security. And I was just holding it. And my manager came like 2 seconds later.
My God.
Because they heard that.
Yeah.
And I went into the tea room and I just burst into tears. So I was like, it's the color of my skin. Like, I can't change it.
Yeah.
And you honestly feel like as an Indian in Australia, you don't see representation in the media at all.
Totally.
So you almost get like imposter syndrome. Like, oh, if we're not there in that space and occupying that space, then what makes me think that I can do that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a lot of like thoughts about that while I was writing this article. It's actually like my frustrations like all just like come into this one article. Yeah.
A good creative outlet.
But like, yeah, as the time's kind of gone on, it's made me realize like it's a lot more. Of course, when you're younger, you don't think it's the other person's fault. You think it's your fault. You think you've done something wrong. You think, oh, you've personally offended that person just by existing in their space. So you think that when you're younger, but as you grow up, I think it becomes a lot easier to recognize that they have serious problems, that they haven't assessed their privilege. They haven't realized that, like, I'm just as worthy to occupy your space. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm here or not. I'm not taking someone else's job. I could just be smarter. Like, it could just be as simple as that. And like, yeah, like the really subtlety type ones I've had, like when I'm at uni, and like someone who's never spoken to me before, they'll be like, oh, you're actually really smart. And I'm like,
oh my God. I cannot believe people actually say that. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Or like, I always get like, oh, your English is actually really good.
It's like, it's my tongue. My God. That is so offensive. Like, yeah. Who says that?
Yeah, I get it a lot. I get the English one a lot, especially at work. Because like I'm minding my business. I'm just bagging their items. Take your shit and go. Like, yes. I'm just having a nice conversation. Hi, how are you? Like, I just, when you come in, you're like, yes. Oh, hi, how can I help? You do that. They'll stop. They'll stare and they'll be like, oh, you're actually so articulate.
That
what does
is
that like?
insane.
Immediately, my mind is like, what are you implying?
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
yeah.
But see, I think it's important to talk about it because, like, I had no idea that that
Mhm.
type of shit happens to you. I mean,
Mm.
obviously you can assume, but it's like, uh, I feel like stuff like that happens all the time to so
Yeah,
many
and
people
it's
of color, and they don't
really
talk about it.
subtle. It's really subtle, and it's actually
Yeah,
easier for a person of color to just ignore it because it's
totally.
really, really exhausting.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I can
if
imagine.
I'm to pull up every single person, I'm draining myself.
Hmm.
Like, it's not my job to tell you what you're saying is wrong. You need to evaluate that yourself. Like,
Totally.
so yeah, my piece is
Wow.
coming out, so you can read it.
I will. I will. But yeah, I just feel like it's just
Oh my God,
interesting.
sorry. I just thought of another
What?
one. I always get
Yes.
"you're so pretty" for an Indian. What does that mean? I'm a
What does that
person.
even
You don't
mean?
have to put me into that little bracket. Like, I'm just pretty, full stop. Like,
Period. But I can't believe that, like, that actually happens. Like,
yeah.
that's just like what? And do you think that's not like specifically Australian, but I
Mm.
think in general, white Australians kind of
Yeah.
racist.
I think Australians think that they're not racist because they're not so overtly racist like they are in America. Like,
Completely.
in America, you walk down the street and someone can call you something derogatory. Like,
Yes.
it's very in your face there. And of course, it's not as bad here, but it happens all the time.
Hmm.
And it's really subtle. And it's that undertone of like even if it's not even conscious, it's still
Hmm.
there. And people need to start assessing why, like, assess your own biases. Why are you thinking that? What issue do you have with me that you had to ask that question? And if it has
Totally.
nothing to do with the context that we're in, don't ask it.
Yeah.
Like, just full stop, don't ask it
I
because
think
it's so
people,
exhausting.
yeah, I feel like people that hide it behind like, oh, it's just Aussie humor. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, actually, it's not humor. It's just
Yeah.
racism masked as like something more subtle.
Yeah, and the other really common one is, oh, I didn't know, I was just asking a question. And it's like,
Yeah, that's just stupid.
there's a point where you can accept that and be like, okay, yeah, you didn't know. But then the other end of that is educate yourself.
Yeah. It's not up to people of color to educate white people.
Why what you've said is wrong.
Exactly.
Like,
And I just don't like, I talked about this on a few episodes ago about like the Redskins thing. And
mhm.
I feel like we spoke about that a little bit, but like,
Mhm.
I just don't understand how white people like,
Arguing it.
oh, I just don't understand how you aren't like, you can't acknowledge that you have privilege. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like people, they think like it's like admitting a weakness or something, or
Mhm.
like, or it's acknowledging, like, I saw so many comments about the Redskins thing, and it was just like, oh, well, I've lived a terrible life. I've struggled with poverty. I've struggled with all of these things. And I'm like, white privilege, like, that doesn't mean that you can't struggle in life. That doesn't mean that you can't have your own
Yeah.
bad things that happen to you. It just means that you will never be discriminated against based on the color of your skin. And that is
Yeah.
privilege. Why can't you just recognize that? Why can't you be
Exactly.
like, yeah, that's accurate? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. It's not hurting you at all to just be in agreement. Like, you
Totally.
don't have to take the other viewpoint for the sake of it, for the sake of your privilege. Like,
No.
just be on the side that's like, I just can't like comprehend. Yeah, you're right. I
I
can't.
know. On to a lighter topic. I didn't
Oh,
mean to
good.
get
Okay.
into racism straight away.
Goody.
Yeah, oops. So, people, if you don't like politics, just go away. But I was going to bring up, I know that you love Marvel movies, just like moi.
Mm.
And I was
Mhm.
going to bring up, did you see that obviously because of coronavirus, all of the upcoming movies have been pushed back.
Mm,
How do you feel
I did
about
see
that?
that. I did see that. It's actually, I don't feel that bad because I don't know if I told you, but I'm currently watching them in chronological order.
So am I.
Are you actually? I'm still at the
Yes.
start though. I'm still up to
Wait,
like
but have
Iron Man.
you done it before, or is this your first
No,
time?
no. So I've watched a lot of them,
Yeah,
but like I've missed out on a lot of them as well.
yeah, fair. I feel like most people have
My
done that.
sister actually hates me because she's like, Marvel was mine first. You can't have it. She like hates that now I'm like into it as well. Um, so yeah, I'm currently watching them all. So I did see that announcement, but to me that works out in my favor because I'm still at the
Very,
start.
very true. But also
Uh,
it works out in our favor because of the pandemic.
yeah,
I'm happy they're doing it because like I want them to succeed as much as possible. And if they
yeah.
release a movie right now, it's not going to succeed. Like
We'll
Black
see.
Widow was meant to be
Black
out
Widow,
like,
yeah. Just
and
gonna
I
say,
really want to see it, obviously, but
yeah,
I want to see it when it can like earn the most money as possible.
yeah, yeah. I think Black Widow is gonna be awesome.
Oh my God, I
Like,
cannot wait. But so
so
have
good.
you've seen Endgame, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you haven't seen the rest of them in order? Like what?
Like I can't explain. So like I've seen like all the Guardians, I've seen all the
Have you seen
Caps,
the Iron
I've
Man?
seen the Avengers, I've seen Iron Man 1, I haven't seen 2 or 3,
What?
and I haven't seen any of the Thors.
Uh,
So like
interesting.
I've missed a lot, but I've seen like Black Panther, I've seen what else is there? Hulk, I've seen Hulk.
Doctor Strange?
I've seen Doctor Strange. No, have I seen Doctor Strange? I don't think I've seen Doctor Strange.
Oh my
But
God,
yeah,
you have to watch it. I think that's actually one of the best ones.
Doctor Strange, really?
Yeah.
I think so far my favorite is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, iconic. My top three. I think about this literally every day. I think that my top three, not in order, just like my general top three, is Captain America: Civil War
It is really good. That
and
is a good movie.
Winter Soldier and
Infinity War? I loved
oh,
Infinity
and
War.
Infinity War. I love
Yeah.
Infinity War. It's so much better than Endgame.
Yes. Okay, so when we came out of the theaters at the end of Endgame, everyone was like so emotional. Everyone was so like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
same.
God," Jacob turns to me and goes, "That was kind of underwhelming." And I went,
Yeah.
"Oh, really? You thought that?" And then I watched it the second time and I was like, he's actually not wrong.
Mm.
Because they set it up so well in Infinity War that Endgame kind of fell short for me a little bit.
I feel like it was always going to be that way though. Because I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know how. I mean, spoiler alert! If you haven't watched the movies, like get on it. But I just feel like the
Living under
way,
a rock if you
yeah,
haven't
like
watched it.
what are you doing? Hello. But I just feel like after the snap, it's like I don't see a way for it to possibly be as amazing as Infinity War because half the
Yeah,
characters are gone.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I actually still loved it, and I've watched it like
I
four
loved it
times.
too. Yeah,
I still
same.
really liked it.
But I
You
just
know what I'm really
think
excited for?
it's yeah, definitely not as good as Infinity War. Wait, what did you say? I cut you
I
off.
said what I'm really excited for is Bucky and the Winter no Bucky and
Oh
the
my God,
Falcon and the Winter
let's
Soldier.
talk about it.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Can we?
And
I
what
just
about
floored
One
that movie.
Division?
Okay, that looked shit.
I have to go. I'm signing off the Zoom. Bye.
No,
How dare you?
Chloe, that trailer was a mess.
But here's the thing.
I'm not writing off the show. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm just saying
Good.
that trailer. What the hell was that trailer?
This is the problem is that I have read the comic books, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I know, I mean, I don't know what's going to exactly it's going to happen, but I know the idea of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand why people watching are like, what the hell is that? But
Okay.
this is my theory based on the
Okay.
trailer
Yep. Okay.
is that, but so we know that One Division, um, not Winter Soldier. What's it called?
It's Falcon Winter Soldier, isn't it?
Yes, Falcon and Winter Soldier, yes.
Yeah.
And Loki.
Yeah.
All technically are taking place after Endgame, except for Loki, which is actually about him time traveling or whatever.
Wait, but how is Wonder Vision taking place after Endgame?
So I'm explaining if you want to let
Oh,
me
sorry,
talk.
okay.
Um, I think that
Mhm.
this is all like a created reality because Vision's dead, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's all like not actually happening. Or I think I read one theory that said like, what if it's like in the space where Thanos killed Vision in Infinity War? And it's like, what if this whole show is taking place in like those few seconds where he's dying and Wanda like put these thoughts in his head? But
Oh, wow. Okay.
but I know that in the next Doctor Strange, Wanda is meant to be in that. So I think that it's probably after Endgame that it's happening. Anyway, the point is I can't wait. I'm very excited for
Same. I'm really excited for Falcon Winter Soldier. I love Sebastian Stan. Like,
it. Me
love him.
too. He's
Obsessed.
great.
Um,
And there's so many other Disney Plus shows that they have like in the works that I had no idea. Like there's one called What If that's about what if different events in like the MCU happen differently. It's a whole
oh,
show about that. But
that's cool.
I'm just like how
How are they going to film that?
I don't know. I have no idea. And then I
That's
read that Tatiana Maslany, do you know who that is? Have you seen Orphan Black?
no. Let me quickly Google while you're talking.
Basically, she's this amazing actress, and she's been cast as She-Hulk, and they're doing a Disney Plus show about her.
Sorry, I know who this is. Yeah.
Yes, I love her, so I'm excited for that. Um, yeah, and you know what I really want? Did you see Venom?
Mm-mm.
Oh my
Did you
gosh.
tell me to see Venom? Don't roll your eyes at me.
But I want a Spider-Man Venom crossover because Venom is like Spider-Man's enemy, kind of.
Right. Okay. I read a theory the other day, and I want to ask you what you think about it.
Oh God.
Um, that Captain America and Black Widow in the comics they got married.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read this comic? This
I
particular
think
one?
so.
Yeah, so they get married in the it's not really a theory that I want to talk to you about. I want to ask you what you think about the whole Black Widow Hulk matchup. Because on the back of Winter Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
like it's very obvious that there's like a very slow burning
I
connection there.
agree.
And then they just chuck in Hulk.
I know, I agree with that. But I do feel like in like I just watched the first Avengers the other night, and I feel like it's they did set it up for her and Hulk to kind of have a thing.
But then so did they set up for her
I
and Captain America.
know, I
And
know.
he has a son,
Who?
Captain America,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the comics.
True. But I just think I don't know. I feel like they wanted to get rid of Captain America's character, so they kind of just got rid of him.
Yeah.
Well, not got rid of him, but like Chris Evans obviously was done with the character.
Chris Evans was like, I need to move on.
Yeah. Which, like, fair, you know, has to
Fair, but like,
happen.
come on.
Okay, moving on.
Hmm.
I wanted to do a little personality test with you.
Oh my god, this is so exciting. Okay, great.
Yes. So I have two.
Hmm.
One of them's short and one of them's longer. But have you done the MBTI, Myers-Briggs Personality Indicator?
I think I have. I can't
Okay.
remember what.
Well, we can do that one second, but the other one. So this is called the Four Tendancies quiz. And when I was in Hong Kong, my mentor made us do this quiz because she was like, oh, you know, it's interesting. I just want to see what all of the interns, what your personality types are. And before we took the test, there was like 6 of us. She was like, I'm going to guess what all of yours are. And then after you do the test, we'll check the results. And she got all of them right. And I was
Wow.
like,
Okay.
wow, I guess we're like all easily readable. So basically,
Are you going to guess what I am before we do it?
yes, but just wait. So there's 4 different things you can be. You can be the upholder, the questioner, the obliger, and the rebel. So
Okay.
I think, and I will get into like what they all mean after. I think that you're going to be, I think you're the upholder. So let's begin.
Okay.
Now, there's only like 8 questions, but they're really like specific. So sorry, listeners, if you're bored by this, but just deal with it. Okay, so just listen carefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you kept a New Year's resolution where you weren't accountable to anyone, i.e., a resolution like drinking more water or keeping a journal? So these are the options that you can answer. Sure, I'm good at keeping New Year's resolutions, even ones that ones that no one knows about. And then the second one is, yes, I'm good at keeping resolutions, but I make them whenever the time seems right. I wouldn't wait for the new year. January 1st is arbitrary. Number 3, I've had trouble with that kind of resolution, so I'm not inclined to make any resolutions ever, whether at the new year or at any time. When I'm only helping myself, I often struggle. And number 4, no, I hate to bind myself in any way.
The second one.
So you make them whenever the time seems right for you. January 1st is arbitrary.
Yep.
Okay. Next, which statement best describes your view about your commitments to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, I make a commitment to myself only if I'm convinced that it really makes good sense to do it. Number 2, if someone else is holding me accountable for my commitments, I'll meet them, but if no one knows except me, I'll struggle. Number 3, I bind myself as little as possible. Number 4, I take my commitments to myself as seriously as my commitments to other people.
The fourth one.
I knew you were going to say that.
Is it really obvious?
No, but I feel like I know you as a person. Okay,
Yeah.
next question. At times, we feel frustrated by ourselves. Are you most likely to feel Oh my God. Are you most likely to feel I can't speak. I can't speak. Are you most likely to feel frustrated because,
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, my constant need for more information exhausts me. Number 2, as soon as someone expects me to do something, I don't want to do it. Number 3, I can take time for other people, but I can't take time for myself. Number 4, I can't take a break from my usual habits or violate the rules even when I want to.
That one's a bit more difficult because I see myself in a few of them, but I think it's number 3.
So I can take time for other people, but I can't take time for myself.
Yeah.
Okay. When you formed a healthy habit in the past, what helped you stick to it? I'm pretty good at sticking to habits, even when no one else cares. Doing a lot of research and customization about why and how I might keep that habit. I could stick to a good habit only when I was answerable to someone else. Usually, I don't choose to bind myself in advance to a particular course of action.
Can you read the first one again?
I'm pretty good at sticking to habits, even when no one else cares.
That one.
Yeah. I know you so well. I'm like answering this in my head for you. Okay. If people complain about your behavior, you'd be least surprised to hear them say, you stick to your good habits, ones that only matter to you, even when it's inconvenient for someone else. Number 2, you ask too many questions. Number 3, you're good at taking the time when others ask you to do something, but you're not good at taking time for yourself. Number 4, you only do what you want to do when you want to do it.
It's either 1 or 3.
So 1, you stick to your good habits, ones that matter to you, even when it's inconvenient to someone else. Or number 3, which is you're good at taking the time when others ask you to do something, but you're not good at making time for yourself. I feel like number 1, that's not you.
I think it's 3.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like if you were doing something that was inconvenient to someone else, you would stop.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Which description suits you best? Number 1, disciplined, sometimes even when it doesn't make sense. Number 2, asks necessary questions. Number 3, puts others, such as clients, family, neighbors, co-workers, first. Number 4, refuses to be bossed by others.
Oh. What do you think?
I'm going to say puts others first. Because I don't think... Are you that disciplined?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what would that entail? Me being disciplined.
Like, are you disciplined with studying?
Yes. Like very disciplined with study, actually.
Eating? Like food?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Maybe you
healthy.
are disciplined then.
Yeah. I think I might be disciplined.
Okay. Next.
Changes things up a bit.
Okay, so this one, the answers are agree, neutral, disagree. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
So people get frustrated with me because if they ask me to do something, I'm less likely to do it.
Disagree.
What do you think my answer for that would be?
Agree.
I feel like my answers are so obvious to this, but okay. I do what I think makes the most sense according to my judgment, even if that means ignoring the rules or other people's expectations.
That's neutral.
I was going to say, I feel like you, I
The
feel like
first
you,
part is me, and
yeah,
the
I was
second
going to
part,
say you're very self-assured in your judgment, but I think you take
I
other people's
yeah,
advice. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Commitments to others should never be broken, but commitments to myself can be broken.
Disagree.
That's good. That's a good way to live. Sometimes I won't do something I want to do because someone wants me to do it.
Wait, I missed the first part. Sorry.
Sometimes I won't do something I want to do because someone wants me to do it.
Disagree.
I've sometimes described myself as a people pleaser. Agree.
Yeah. Agree.
I don't mind breaking rules or violating convention. I often enjoy it.
Disagree.
Okay. I just have to say before we get the results, I think that I'm going to change my mind. I think that you're the obliger. Let's just see. I have to write my email in, but then it emails me the results. Hang on. What do you think I am of the 4?
What are they? The obliger, the
Obliger, upholder. Wait, so I'll go through them all. So the obliger is basically someone who obliges by all rules. They take to authority very well. They
I'm actually a lawyer, Charlie. Like
what? Yeah,
I'm
true.
actually a lawyer. Like that kind of makes
No,
sense.
but I think it means it's more like no. See, because obliger is more like sheep-ish mentality. Like you
Right.
don't really think for yourself. You do what people tell you to do. Upholder is where you like uphold the rules and you uphold the law. And most lawyers are upholders, I think that I've read. But if you uphold what you think is right. So like if you think something's wrong, then like you're a very moral person if you're an upholder, basically.
But did you change your answer from the upholder to the obliger?
Oh no, I think I'm right with obliger before we get into it. And then what else is there? Questioner is where you ask a lot of questions, and if the answers to your questions are deemed appropriate, then you can do something. Which I kind of think I have a lot of that.
I was
I'm
just
like
gonna say.
I was like, if I don't think that something if I don't think that what I'm doing is necessary, I'm not going to do it. And then the rebel is you have a blatant disregard for authority and you find it very hard to listen. And I got the rebel, which is interesting because I feel like I'm more of a questioner than a rebel.
Maybe a bit of both
I
in
think
there.
a bit of both. But when my mentor in Hong Kong was like, "Oh yeah, Charlie, like I knew you were a rebel," and I was like, "Well, what do you mean? Like I like I don't know. I took it very negatively. I was like, oh well, I'm not like a criminal. I'm not like." And she's like, "No, that's not what we mean. We mean like you you find it very hard to like take authority." And I was like, well, anyone with eyes could see that. Like I just when people tell me what to do, it just triggers something so deep in me that
Yeah.
makes me like,
You're like, I'm not gonna do it now.
no. I have to like come to the conclusion on my own that I need to be doing something.
That's like a lot of males though, just in general.
I know, toxic masculinity.
At
But see, but like I
least
think I'm
feel
more a questioner in like if I really like care about something, I think I'm more of a questioner. Because in like
Mhm.
if like I really care about stuff, I will ask a question to try and understand why I'm doing it. Whereas like if I don't care what I'm doing, then it's like, well, I don't care, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I get you.
But
I get
your results. You
Oh
ready?
god.
You
Yeah.
got upholder. I knew it. So
You changed your answer.
no, I changed back. Because after I started reading obliger as like sheepish, I was like, well, Shruti's not a sheep, but
Thanks.
so let's read. Let's read the things.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. Upholders respond readily to outer and inner expectations. They wake up and think, what's on the schedule and what's on the to-do list for today? I feel like that's you. Is that
That's
you?
literally me.
I knew. I was like, that's definitely Shruti. They want to know what's expected of them and to meet those expectations. They avoid making mistakes or letting people down. Um, Other people can rely on upholders, and upholders can rely on themselves. They're self-directed and have little trouble meeting commitments, keeping resolutions, or hitting deadlines. They often finish early. I feel like that's you.
That's me.
You're an
That's
early
literally
finisher.
me.
They generally want to understand the rules, and they often search the rules to look it up. In the case of law or the ethics, um, upholders feel a real obligation to meet their expectations for themselves. They have a strong instinct for self-preservation, and this helps them keep from burnout. But do you
That's
feel like
literally yeah, because
interesting?
I'm very in tune with how I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
always. Like even this morning, I was like, oh, my brain's like wandering a bit, like I'm not able to relax, and I immediately was like, I'm gonna meditate. Like I'm always like there to like help myself.
That's good. That's a
Yeah.
very like good and healthy way to do something. And then the negatives of upholders
Mm-hmm.
may struggle in situations where expectations aren't clear. They may feel compelled to meet expectations, even ones that seem pointless. They may feel uneasy when they know they're not observing the rules, even unnecessary rules, or when they're asked to change plans at the last minute. Um, they are relentlessly there's a relentless quality to upholders, and that can often be tiring to the people around them.
That's all my anxieties. That's all my anxieties that
Interesting.
you just said. Especially the
Wow.
one with the planning, I think you
And
said,
changing
like,
last minute.
I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. I go into like
Interesting.
an anxious bubble because I'm just like, no, there was a plan for a reason. That's why there was a plan.
Wait, I wanna try and read the rebel the rebel one.
That's insane. Can you link me this website?
Totally.
I'm gonna do this test on my sister.
Um
Yeah, that read me really well.
yeah, I feel like I was like, yeah, that's definitely Shruti.
Yeah.
Okay, the rebel. The rebel resists all expectations, outer and inner. They choose to act from a sense of choice, of freedom. Rebels wake up and think, this is so me. What
This
do
is
I
you.
want to do today? Literally me. Rebels place a high value on authenticity and self-determination and bring an unshackled spirit to what they do. Rebels work toward their goals in their own way, and while they refuse to do what they're supposed to do, they can accomplish their own aims. It's important to remember that rebels can do anything that they choose to do, and they seek to live up to their own identity and their values. At the same time, Rebels often frustrate others because they can't be asked or told to do anything unless it's a matter of living up to their values and identity. They aren't persuaded by an argument such as, people are counting on you. You said you'd do it. Your brother will be upset. This is the deadline. Everyone has to do this. All of those sentences make me want to rip my hair out.
Yeah, it's literally you.
Literally me. In fact, asking or telling rebels to do something often makes them do just the opposite. The people around rebels must guard against accidentally igniting their spirit of opposition, particularly challenge. Oh God, this is so true. Particularly challenging to the parents of rebel children. Yep.
Let's get Ange on here.
I know, she'll be like, yep. For the most part, they don't respond well to supervision, advice, directions, reminders, nagging, or routines, or doing repetitive tasks. They prefer spontaneity to scheduling. They may act as though the rules don't apply to them. Okay, I'm going to say most of that applies, but the spontaneity to scheduling, I don't really agree with that. I like scheduled things.
Mm-hmm.
But wow,
you like knowing like a plan?
I do like knowing a plan, but yeah, I'm just very like, I can just think of so many times like at work, at my old job that I don't work at anymore, like just being told what to do. And in my mind, I'm like, that's literally their job to tell me what to do, but I still can't like reconcile it. I'm like, well, why? Why do I'm just the worst employee. I literally be like, well, why do I have to do that? And they'd be like, well, because this and this and this. And I'm like, but so I'm actually just going to do this and then I'll do that after.
Oh my God. Okay, so you need to be your own boss.
100%.
You can't
Oh my God. That's why I need to be a director, which is ironic because the director actually isn't like the boss.
You need to be the producer.
Yeah, I should be. I need to be in charge of everything.
Yeah, you need to be the producer.
Oh my God. It just makes me laugh because I'm like, how did I ever work the job? Like, how was I never fired?
That's insane. I'm so the opposite. Someone's like, can you please do this? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like,
no, but see, if someone said that, if they said, can you please do this? I would be like, oh my God, of course. Or so
they have to kind of like.
It's about the way it's phrased. It's like, if people would be like, actually, no, it's not even about the way it's phrased. I think it's about the power dynamics. Because if anyone else that I was working with, like, who was like on my level was like, no, you know what? I take back what I just said. It is about how it's phrased, because I remember sometimes people acting like they're the boss. That, makes me so angry.
I hate that too. I hate
it. It's like, oh, well, you need to do this. It's like, how about you be like, Charlie, if you get time, could you please do that? I'd be like, oh, of course.
I hate that. Yeah, there's a few of those where I work for sure.
I can imagine. Not naming we work.
No, not a fan of those people though.
But yeah, no. Okay, so the other one we can do, I'm going to have to send it to you and I'll read the questions as you do it. Like, do you have your phone with you?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like on a scale, they just have little circles. Like, they don't have like agree, disagree. So it's going to be, let me just send it. Dead air. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so we're doing a personality test.
We are doing the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so first question. And obviously, like, tell the audience what your answer is. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people.
Yep, so I'm gonna show the audience the scale. So that's agree and disagree on that side. So I've just put it there.
Okay, good. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. I'm going
I'm
to say
just
you're
thinking,
more of a disagree.
yeah, I think I'm gonna put it
Neutral?
just to the right of neutral.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. I feel like you're a massive disagree on that.
Yeah, I am.
Yep.
Like, but to be fair, it's I have an itinerary, but I'm not one to be like I'm going to follow it to a T. I
Mm-hmm.
just like to
Same.
know that there are things planned, but like I
Totally
can,
same.
you know.
Yes. Well, see, it's ironic that I say same, but like I remember times in Spain when I would do like weekend trips and I would have nothing booked and I would just like walk around. And
Mhm.
I've realized that's very unsatisfying because I feel like when you have a list and it's like, I'm going to go here, here, and here, and you actually do it, it's like, wow, I really did something today.
There's something about checking things off that I really like.
Yes, same. Okay, next. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. I do this all the time.
I'm gonna put it on the circle left to neutral.
Oh,
What's
so
that?
you aren't like a hard agree.
Not hard. Oh, maybe one more to the left. Because
Interesting.
I do think about this, but I think sometimes I have to try and figure out if it's me or if it's my anxiety. Like
Mm,
that's
true.
something as well. If it's
I
if
think
it's
about this more for arguments. When I get in arguments with people, I think, oh, I should have said this. Anyway,
yeah
if your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem.
yeah agree.
Mine's
Hard
a massive
agree.
disagree. I'm just like a problem solver. I'm like, this is what you should do to fix it. Anyway, people
Mm,
can rarely upset you.
Um, that's the circle to the left of neutral.
Okay. Next
I mean to the
page.
right of neutral.
Okay.
Or you disagree and
Yes. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going.
disagree.
Yeah, I think you're a good conversation starter.
Mhm.
If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible.
Hard agree.
hmm You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Hmm.
The one just before disagree.
Right. So you do think about it.
I think
I
I think first impressions and good impressions mean a lot.
Interesting.
I
But
think I
do you
think
mean for
someone
yourself, or do you mean like do you judge people based on a first
no,
impression?
I don't mean like I'm gonna judge you on your first. I think
You
for
mean
me,
yeah.
someone else. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Next. Um, it would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored.
Disagree.
Okay, you are more of a detail-oriented person than a big picture person. Questions like
Ooh,
these are so interesting.
I'm a bit of both.
Go neutral. Go in the middle.
Yeah, I think I'll go neutral because I always keep the big picture in mind, but then I try and kind of hone
Same.
it in.
I think I'm more of a big picture person because it's like I think that's also to do with like being like a questioner. It's like, well, if what I'm doing now has no impact on the grand scheme, it's like, why am I doing it?
Mm,
Okay, next. You are very affectionate with people you care about.
agree.
Okay, next. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. I
I
would
would
say
say,
like you do a little bit, not a lot.
yeah, I think I'll just do the one left to neutral.
Yeah. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago.
No,
That's good.
you learn
That's
from
healthy.
them. Move on.
Yep. At
What
parties
was
and
it?
similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action.
No, disagree.
You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them.
Disagree.
When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalogue. I mean, doesn't everyone on Earth do this?
Yeah, yeah, agree.
You stay calm under a lot of pressure. I think you do.
Yeah.
Or not?
I'm not a hard agree. I'm gonna put it one.
Yeah. Good. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping in to the conversation.
I mean, if an opportunity presents itself, then yeah, I'm happy to jump in.
I
Like, obviously,
totally agree.
but
I hate people who insert themselves into a situation, though. It's like, I never want to be that person, so I'm always just like
yeah,
quietly
I'm happy
listening.
to lay back, and if I see an opening and if I feel like I need to contribute, then I'll open my mouth. But like otherwise,
Totally.
what does that make it? Where do I put it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna put it there.
Yeah, good. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical.
Yeah, agree.
Yep. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life.
Ooh, um,
You're about to become a lawyer, so I think you should, you know.
I think to be honest, like if this happened to me, I would try my best to avoid it.
Oh, completely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. It depends on,
I'm
it's
just
also depends on the situation, but you know.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked.
Yeah, agree.
If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge.
Yeah, like sometimes, but then you kind of like pick yourself back up. But you definitely do that.
Yeah, everyone does that. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know.
That's true. I do talk to the ones I already know.
But I just think that's, you know, comfort.
That's most.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree.
You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical.
Disagree.
No, you love a bit of philosophy.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
stuff.
You would never let others cry. Oh, you would never let yourself cry in front of others.
Um. Yeah, agree.
You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than more quiet and intimate ones.
I'm a bit of both. I like both atmospheres.
Yeah.
I think I thrive in both of them. I'm like one of those like introverted extroverts.
Ambivert.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
That's what I am. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put neutral.
Okay. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future.
Yeah,
hmm
I like these conversations.
When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. I think you
Oh,
do both.
I think I do both.
You go neutral.
Yeah, neutral.
You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience.
The hell does that even mean?
I don't really know. I think that means like religion,
I'll just go neutral.
philosophy.
Let's just go
Yeah.
neutral.
You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive.
Disagree.
You
I just
often
let it.
you often make decisions on a whim.
No, I don't.
The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people.
That's a neutral.
hmm I love spending time with myself. But then I feel
Same.
like I spend too much time with myself, and it's like I've just been talking to myself all day. I'm like, wow, I need to interact with another human.
Yeah, it's like you need that balance of
Yeah.
both.
You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a movie or a song.
Definitely with movies. I don't
hmm
know if I do it much with songs, but yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. You always know exactly what you want. What kind of question is that?
I'm gonna put it like just the one before agree.
Yeah. Okay. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
That's a neutral.
When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas.
Yeah, actually.
You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities.
No, you neutral.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
No, disagree.
When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. I'm going to say you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you.
No, disagree.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Neutral.
You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios.
Neutral.
You look after yourself first and others come in second.
I'm a little bit the other way around.
So disagree.
Yeah.
Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing whatever you feel like at any given moment. Me.
No.
That's so me.
No. I stick to my routine.
That's good. Your mood can change very quickly.
No, I think I'm pretty balanced.
You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Sometimes, so I'll just put a neutral there.
You often talk about your own feelings and emotions.
Yeah, I do. I think it's important.
Very important. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Yes, you do. You rarely dwell on your regrets.
We
Regrets.
What? Neutral.
Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway.
It's actually a neutral because sometimes I'm like, this is too much. Like,
Interesting.
yeah.
I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like I need like high-paced
Yeah, like it's like
energy.
I enjoy that atmosphere and I can get a lot out of it, but I can feel tired from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary.
I'm gonna say disagree.
You think you're more of a visionary?
Well, yeah, I think I am, to be honest. As much as I like have my routines and I stick to my things and I have plans, I'm not like, oh, that's so difficult.
Mm,
I'm gonna put a neutral.
okay. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have.
Yeah,
Of course.
it doesn't.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Disagree. Okay, this is the last group of questions. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Oh, that's deep.
That's a neutral.
Mm-hmm. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Oh my God, I wish I could have a party right now.
Yeah, actually, I put the one just before agree.
Mm-hmm. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life.
No, I don't think about
I
that.
always think about that. Do you not think about that?
No.
Wow, interesting. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something.
Yeah.
You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart.
Um, I think it's important to listen to the change of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you had that change of heart? Is there a reason? Does that need to be addressed?
Very true. Depends on the commitment also.
Yeah, so I would go neutral.
Okay, last question. I think you rarely feel insecure.
Mm, neutral?
Okay, so before you look at your results, I want to
Mhm.
guess what you are. I'm trying to find the list of. Oh, here they are. Okay, so basically you get 4 different letters,
Mhm.
and um, I'm gonna read you what mine is.
Okay. Or
Where
were
is
you
it?
doing it as well the whole time?
No, but I have done this quiz several times and I always get the same result. So, but basically, there's different groups. So there's like analysts, diplomats, sentinels, and explorers. So I am a. Where is it?
I didn't get any of those.
No. They're 4 categories, and then within those are all the different personality types.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my one? Ah, I am an ENTJ, which stands for extroverted, intuitive, thinking, and judgment. And the nickname is the Commander.
Yes.
So I will just read a short intro.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders are natural born leaders, people with a personality type to embody the gifts of charisma and confidence and project authority in a way that draws crowds together behind a common goal, often like cult leaders. That's great. However, commanders are also characterized by an often ruthless level of rationality, using their drive, determination, and sharp minds to achieve whatever end they've set for themselves. Perhaps it is best that they make only 3% of the population, lest they overwhelm the more timid and sensitive personality types that make up much of the rest of the world. But we have commanders to thank for many of the businesses and institutions we take for granted in everyday life. That is so me.
That's actually really you.
If it is. Okay, wait. I want to guess what you are. I'm going to guess. Oh, God. I'm going to say that you're either a defender or defender or advocate.
Wrong.
What are you?
I'm a protagonist.
Oh.
So I got
Oh, wow.
ENFJA. Want me to read it?
Yeah, but wait, what do the letters stand for again?
How do I get the letters?
Oh, wait, I can read the letters. It's extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging.
Oh my god, I accidentally exited it. Hang on.
So we're the same, actually, except for the feeling.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm more thinking, you're more feeling.
Okay, hang on. I've exited by accident, so I'm just logging back in. Dead air, dead air, dead air.
Did you find it?
Sorry. I'm just putting the password in.
And by the way, listeners, I will link both of these quizzes below so everyone can have a go and do them.
Oh my god, it's asking me my age. Why do you want to know that?
Oh, God.
Okay, got it. Okay. How do I read about it though?
Does it say start reading?
Oh, view history?
Yeah, sure. Or if you just go on the top right-hand side, it should say personality types, and then if you just click on the protagonist.
Got it. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that, listeners. Okay, so protagonists are natural born leaders with full of passion and charisma, forming around 2% of the population.
Even less than mine. Wow.
They are oftentimes our politicians, our coaches, and our teachers, reaching out and inspiring others to achieve and to do good in the world. With a natural confidence that begets influence, protagonists take a great deal of pride and joy in guiding others to work together to improve themselves and their community. Okay.
I love that. That's very you.
Do you reckon that's me?
I think so. Do you
It's
not feel
less.
that way?
No, I do.
See,
I
I
do.
thought that you were more the advocate because they are like advocate for people's rights. I feel like maybe that's more you.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy like guiding people.
Well, then you are the protagonist.
Yeah, I do enjoy that whole like emotional conversation.
Mm,
Like, you better someone that way.
totally.
Hmm.
But it's interesting. I love a good personality test.
I'm gonna sit through and read this later.
Yes, you should.
You
It's
know,
very
who
interesting.
else are protagonists? famous ones.
Who?
Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey.
Oh my God. Well, you know who else is a commander? Steve Jobs. So
We're in good company then.
we are. But Sruti, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're most welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. It was so much fun. Come back on whenever.
I will. Everyone
But
listen.
yes, everyone listen. Sruti, you should promote the show. You won't though,
How?
it's fine. On your Instagram, but you won't, it's okay. You could just repost what I put on my story.
I'll repost what you posted.
Okay,
But then
cool.
also, like, I have all these people that I follow, and I'm just like, I don't want them to hear what I have to say.
Fair. Fair.
I'll put it on my close friend's story.
Okay, yeah, sweet. Okay. But yes, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Charlie Wright. Charlie has 2 R's in it. And you can follow this show on Instagram at Always Right Podcast. But Sruti, thank you so much for joining me. And
Thanks, Charlie.
we should do this sometime soon. But until then, bye.
Bye.